So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our FinTech Day. So in our session, we have with us Ms. Karishma Jain and Mr. Amit Patil. So Ms. Karishma Jain is the co-founder of BullsVision and FinVantra. And Mr. Amit Patil is the Faculty of Economics at WIMDR Institute of Management, Development and Research from Bangalore. All right. So the topic of the day is Unleashing the Future of FinTech, Navigating Opportunities and Challenges in the Digital Economy. So I'll just start with a question for everyone. So as we look towards the future of the fintech in the digital economy, what do you see as the most significant opportunity for innovation and growth? And what are the key challenges that fintech companies and institutes need to address to fully capitalize on these opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, if ma'am wants to go first, that's fine with me.
So I think it varies for person to person, organization to organization. For me, BullsVision is a financial planning company and FinVantra a wealth management company creating to ultra net worth individuals. So we see a dynamic future for fintech if we see characterized by continuous innovation and strategic collaborations. So for me, the future of fintech appears to be increasingly interconnected with the advancement in technology, particularly artificial intelligence, what we call AI nowadays, blockchain, and big data analytics. So these technologies are reshaping traditional financial services, offering more personalized and you can say efficient solution to clients across various segments, including retail investors and ultra HNIs. So if Amit wants to add something.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. I think it was very insightful. So for me, especially, I see in terms of the opportunities that the fintech industry presents to the customers is in terms of the experience that they can offer, in terms of the access. For example, if you think there are a lot of neobanks coming up all around the world, which I'm sure you realize that are offering a different level of customer experience for without the brick and mortar business model that we have seen for long years. And I think also in terms of another opportunities which I feel is the efficiency factor, right? So now we are seeing there are more choices for consumers in terms of the kind of financial products that they can access. Since the industry is getting very competitive, we also see lower prices and also better products. But on the same side, as a faculty, as an academician, I would always like to see the other side of the coin too. There can be some set of risks that comes along with fintech as an industry. For example, we are seeing a lot of lending companies coming up with which get licenses very easily. So this can pose as a credit risk and sometimes as compliance risk. For example, we have very recently seen the case of how Paytm has turned out to be with respect to the RBI's orders. So I think it's two sides to the coin. It's just my 2 cents.
I think you are not audible. Your mic is mute.
I will now. Yeah. So Hardik Aditya is still trying to join the session, and one of our speaker, Dr. Chamkin Yogi, is ill, so she won't be joining us for the day. So let's get into the topic. I'd like to ask Ms. Karishma Jain.
Sure.
Like, in what ways do BullsVision and FinVantra differentiate themselves from competitors and foster customer loyalty in the crowded market?
So actually, we pride ourselves on our unique approach to financial planning and wealth management, setting us apart from the competitors and fostering strong customer loyalty in crowded market. So how BullsVision stand out because we have been making customized financial plans successfully for last 6 years, and basically I am into this industry from last 9 years almost. So our commitment to personalized strategies has resulted in consistently impressive returns, with investors enjoying around you can say 20 to 24% compounded annual growth rate. So this track record speaks volume about our expertise and dedication to helping clients achieve their financial goals, building trust and loyalty over time. So meanwhile, we can also, and additionally, we have FinVantra also. FinVantra brings a fresh perspective to wealth management with systematic trading, particularly for ultra net worth individuals only, because If you heard about the SEBI report also, lastly, 90% of the trades are making losses. So they say that only 1% traders makes profit over the trades. So our expertise has revolutionized trading by integrating investment strategies that provide a new dimension to traditional approaches. So this is the way we stands out from the market, BullsVision and FinVantra.
That's a really great result, ma'am. I also have a small doubt, just a suggestion from you. What are your thoughts on this algorithmic trading, which is now the trending?
This is superb. So what we are doing in FinVantra is algorithm trading only. So based on certain numbers, based on certain permutation combination, and a lot of things, the whole trades has been algorithms and based on the computerized way only. So we have tied up with different ventures also, different companies also for this. So algorithm trading is a new level of trading now. So what we have heard about na कि दोस्त बोलता है ये ले ले वो ले ले, so this thing has gone from the market now.
Yeah.
Based on certain news, based on certain trends, we are buying and selling. So this is not the way we should trade in the market.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that's really interesting. So Amit, I'd like to ask you a question too.
Sure.
Yeah. So in your opinion, what are the key skills and competencies that fintech professionals need to succeed in the industry? Like, how do Wellinger Institute incorporate this into the curriculum and program?
Right. Well, lucky for me, touchwood, I've been working with a lot of educational institutions in Karnataka, so I can speak on their behalf, not just on behalf of Wellinger. So, owing to the fact that we have a national education policy since 2020, the government has made tremendous changes in terms of the education curriculum that they've brought in for the students. For example, before, let's say, a decade ago or so, traditional programs like BCom, BBAs were not having technologically driven subjects. But right now, I can see there is tremendous changes in terms of technological electives being integrated within the curriculum, which means that even students coming from non-technical backgrounds, such as BAs, BComs, BBAs, even they have a familiarity with when it comes to technology such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, data science, which I'm sure everyone would agree is like the backbone of fintech industries. So in terms of that, in terms of skills and competencies, I kind of have layered it in different categories. So I think the very first, on a macro level, anyone who wants to work in a fintech industry and grow as a business leader, I think the very first thing they need to be is very well versed with the macroeconomics of the industry, because fintech industry is a finance with technology industry. So I'm very sure everyone would agree that they are not immune to the shifts and changes in interest rates and inflations. So being aware of the interest rates, the shifts in the interest rate, the factors leading to the shift in interest rates or inflation can prove to be very beneficial for the business leader in fintech. And on an industry level, I think you also need to be skilled and competent in analyzing your competition, in analyzing your market, because what I feel is there have been a lot of mergers and acquisitions going around in the fintech industry. For example, Visa, which is a global leader in payments, has acquired Pismo for nearly $1 billion US. So you can see how fintech companies are leveraging. Hello, hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, I thought we lost the.
No,
No,
you're
no.
audible.
Okay, sure. Sorry. So yeah, I was saying market research happens to be one of the most important skills that a person who wants to work in the fintech industry to have. Like I was saying, there are a lot of mergers and acquisitions going around in the fintech industry, and the big players, especially who have reached the maturity stage, like for example Paytm and PhonePe and all, such companies tend to look for smaller companies to acquire them, to grow their business, to grow their market. So it's very important, whether you are a buyer in the fintech industry, let's say you're a company who is buying another fintech company in the fintech industry, or let's say you're a seller in the fintech industry. For example, you want to sell some part of your company to, like, let's say one of the big players like Paytm and PhonePe. So it's very important that you understand the market research, so that when you sit on the table to negotiate, you know what you are worth of. And finally, on a micro level, I think as individuals, obviously I'm going to repeat the same thing which I said yesterday. It's very important for you to be open-minded, right? Because so certain business leaders, certain entrepreneurs with whom I've worked in the past tend to exhibit some sort of biases in their own sense, which kind of blurs their vision when somebody else offers their advice. So I think it's very important for you as a fintech employee or a future business leader or a manager to be open-minded and also to embrace technology, because now we cannot really say that a student coming from the BCom background or let's say an MBA background or let's say BBA background doesn't know anything about technology. It's not going to be the case like that. For example, we now have the Python, which is one of like the Swiss knife of programming languages. Even that is coming integrated with Microsoft Excel. So I think being open-minded, being open to learning new things and embracing the technology, these are some of the skills and competencies which I feel are very important for someone who wants to survive and work in the fintech industry.
Thank you, sir. That was very wonderful. I'd like to ask you the same thought. What is your idea about algorithmic trading?
Well, I really haven't personally tried algorithm trading so far, so not going to comment on it. But I do understand the technical capabilities that come with algorithmic trading. For example, like ma'am was just saying, they kind of have these all permutations and combinations before arriving at a particular situation or an advice. So I think it only helps the financial advisors. I mean, whoever is going to use it, I think it will only help them to make better decisions.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Hardik Aditya has joined us.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. So, Mr. Hardik Aditya is the founder and CEO of Fintin. Mr. Hardik, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, if you'd like, I can ask you a question to Hardik if you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So, in your opinion, what are the key regulatory and compliance challenges facing fintech startups, and how does Fintin navigate these challenges while ensuring consumer protection and trust?
So, there are two, three aspects that I hear. So, when it comes to the regulatory authorities and all the compliances that are being dealt with right now by all the fintech spaces, as we can see, Paytm had a huge issue, Razorpay before that had. So, RBI was canceling licenses left, right, center. So, the problem I see right now, fintech is somewhere in a gray space, as in it's not a clear cut. They have not given complete guidelines, nor have they completely banned it. So there's this partnership of like all these startups that are partnering up with banks, they are not allowing the PPI instruments as well. So right now, to be honest, I feel it's a bit of in the gray area. But I think as time goes, I think their fintech is the future. So I think slowly and steadily, government will come up with proper guidelines and compliances as to how you can operate. And even from the consumer side, recently in a lot of lending tech space, these Chinese apps had come where they were giving loans at huge amount, and they were taking some terrible amounts. A lot of people, there was a documentary in fact about this on Netflix as well. So it became a very big scam, especially during the lockdown. So because of them, the RBI actually removed almost all the lending tech apps from App Store as well, just to check all of it. So things like these happen. So because there are no clear guidelines, because consumers are unaware. But I think as the day goes, consumers are getting more and more knowledge also about the facts. And I think RBI is also working very hard towards making sure the consumers' interests are safeguarded.
Okay, thank you, Hardik. Like I have been asking everybody, let me ask you a question too. What are your thoughts about algorithmic trading?
Uh, to be honest, my opinion is a bit different. So I honestly don't know much about it, but whenever I've heard it from a few people and a few colleagues of mine, so whenever we speak about it, I personally don't uh, have faith in it that much or something, because I think the day actually algorithm trading cracks it, or whoever, whichever company does it, will be, I think, I mean, then there'll be no stopping for that company. It'll be a money minting machine. That's what I think. Because if a computer is obviously smarter than human, if it is able to decide by itself, and if it actually gets those factors, then whoever invents that, firstly, I don't think will share it with the rest of the world. And if they do also, I mean, so I don't honestly get this concept of this trading, because it is very it is a bit unrealistic for me. Because so no matter, see, the systems that they're trying to use, there are certain filters, all of this. So humans also doing that. But the day somebody is able to crack at it nicely, then I think that person will be for sure a billionaire, I think. But other than that, I personally don't trust in it
Well,
that
if you
much.
say it like that, I believe Miss Karishma Jain will be at the top in the coming years.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was listening to her opinions about it. She's in support
I
of
would
it.
like to add
So
one thing
that's why.
here. Hardik, the thing is that nothing is like that. Ki algorithm trading is like making a money making machine. So trading is not a money making machine. If we say that ki some numbers will work and nothing like that. So trading, if you do a disciplined trading, a systematic trading every day, you will be rewarded the market. The thing is that only. So algo trading has done this thing in a computerized way, so that your emotion gets apart and the system take the ownership here.
So, but what I feel is, like you're saying, what you said about having rules in
Yes,
trading, that's
rules
the
in
first thing. I
trading.
mean, that's the thumb
So
rule
the
of
rules
trading.
in
If
trading
you're
is
not disciplined
important,
enough, that
and
I
you fix
agree.
that,
But
that rules or the system, and those rules are getting played every day in the market, and that will reward it for sure.
so profit and loss aside, the emotional part of the trading will
yeah,
be
no, but
ejected, right, ma'am?
Sorry.
So profit and loss aside, the emotional part of a trader will not be included
Yes,
in this.
yes, yes,
Yes, yeah.
yes. The fact is that because in the market, what we have seen, I am into this industry from last 9 years. Everyone want to be in the market, but they don't know that when to enter, when to exit, where to put the SL, where to get the targets. What is the target in the market? I have bought a stock at 320. Then where to exit now? Is 200 is enough for me? 420 is enough for me? 500 is enough for me? I don't know. And when that stock, I exited at 400 sometimes. If it happens, if for example, and then the stock goes to 1000, then you will be feeling regret. Oh, itna mil sakta tha, nahi mila. So this is the market.
Yeah, yeah. You understand. Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, if I could add a little bit to what this ma'am said, I think at the very beginning she clarified that only few percent of the traders
True,
experience
true.
success. So I think it
This
was
is
very honest.
the only reason that only 1% of the traders are making profit over the market.
Right, but because I'm also a finance enthusiast, I see a lot of ads on Instagram every now and then, and these ads seem so promising that at the time you start believing, yes, these algorithmic trading is a short way to become rich or whatever it is that people like to
Yeah,
call
there
it.
are applications
But
showing
then the
this.
yeah,
backbone of financial trading or financial investing, I think, is a lot of due diligence. And even if sometimes if there's a term which we call analysis paralysis. So sometimes even if we have a lot of data, still the market fails us. So we have to understand that no set of method or no set of strategy is guaranteed 100% success. That's it.
The thing is that here I would like to clarify one more thing. So, if you say guarantee in the market, there is no word called guarantee in the market. It's like a gym. Everyone knows that if you go to gym regularly, you will get thin. But you have to go to the gym regularly. That's important. So the capital is important, and you have to be there in the market every day with the same strategy. That is important here. So what I was saying about the emotions part, ki we don't know where to exit those emotions, take all the profit from ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So moving on. Next question, Miss Karishma, ma'am.
Yes.
So, as the co-founder of both BullsVision and FinVantra, how do you envision the future of fintech and the role of collaboration and partnership in driving innovation in the industry?
So, as I said already, the future of fintech appears to be increasingly interconnected with the technology, AI, blockchain, big data analytics already. So, in this evolving landscape, we talk about the partnership and collaborations are very much crucial. So no single entity possesses all the resources and expertise necessary to address the diverse needs and, you can say, complexities of the modern finance comprehensively. So fostering collaborations between fintech startups, established financial institutions like Zerodha, and many more are there, regulatory bodies and other stakeholders is very crucial. So for me, partnership can take various forms like joint ventures, strategic alliance, or simply leveraging each other's platform through API integration. For example, in our case, BullsVision and FinVantra can collaborate with fintech startups specializing in data analytics, or you can say risk management, to enhance our service offerings and provide more tailored approach to our clients.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Amit, I'd like to ask you, how does Wellinger Institute prepare future fintech professionals to navigate the rapidly evolving digital economy and drive innovation into the fintech sector? Amit, your mic is mute.
Yeah. So I can say in terms of preparing people for a career in fintech industry, I think a lot of institutions are now coming up with different courses and workshops, let's say particularly in financial literacy. I think this is one of the highly underrated concepts when it comes to fintech or even finance for that matter, that people and students or professionals tend to, ignore at times. And I think there are also a lot of courses, modules, and subjects coming up within technology, which kind of encourage students to apply real world, the theoretical part of the fintech in real world applications, right? And also, what I honestly feel now educational institutions should ramp up is encouraging critical thinking. So I'm a huge advocate of critical thinking, and I've always spoken about two sides of the coin. And when it comes to fintech, I think it's very important for the future leaders, for the future employees within the fintech industry to be aware of the flip side of the coin, right? So, for example, in the initial part of the session, I spoke about the opportunities that we could experience or see within the fintech industry, and uh, at the same hand, I also spoke about the risks that come associated with fintech industry. And apart from that, I also think the in terms of what just ma'am said about partnerships, I think we as educational institutions cannot really function in isolation. For example, I could be having a pizza and watching a Netflix on my sofa, and nothing could change in this world. But for if you're running a fintech company, it means that you are going to be affected by the environment in where you're functioning. And if you are running an educational institution, it means that you are going to be affected by the environment where you're functioning. So for that matter, I feel educational institutions should also thrive hard to establish partnerships, just like ma'am said, with startups, with incubation centers, with accelerators, uh, basically with fintech leaders, for example, so that they can transfer that knowledge to students right when they are being prepared for the big world.
Thank you, sir. I agree with you. And if your institute ever starts a fintech course, I'll be lovely to join.
I'll be happy to let you know about it.
Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Hardik,
Yes.
can you share
Yes.
insights? Can you share insights into the latest trends and innovations shaping the fintech landscape, and how FinVantra is positioned to capitalize on these opportunities?
Yeah. So, like Sir and Ma'am said, fintech is a ever-changing landscape, and there are a lot of every day there are new companies, there are new systems, there are new technologies that can be inculcated into the existing systems to like it's better for the consumers, it's better for us as well. So, one of the technologies that we are planning on bringing to India is alternative credit decisioning systems. So this is basically in India, the only way to give loans right now is mainly through CIBIL score. But we are trying to bring in an alternative method. We've spoken to two companies. So what they do is they take more than 500 data points from your mobile phone, and through that they create a different kind of a credit credibility report on the basis of that. So I think this, and they've used this in Africa. They've tested it in Africa. It's going well there. So I think other than CIBIL, there should be something else in the real time that you can analyze and then you could use so that we know which consumer to give the loan to, or basically there should be some other parameter as well other than CIBIL, because it is solely right now based on CIBIL score. So that is one of the things we are trying to use in Fintin for our business. And also real time, there's obviously SMS analysis that we are using, all of these in which we get real time data and we actually know for a fact that, whether or not this person is credible or not. So yeah, and we're looking at a few more things as well. So every day there are new companies, the new analysis that are coming in. There are different kind of companies that are offering us a different alternate, completely this thing to CIBIL. So we are trying to inculcate that as of now.
That's interesting, sir. Thank you. So I'd like to circle back to Ms. Karishma.
Sure.
Yeah. Can you share examples of successful collaborations and partnerships that BullsVision and FinVantra have undertaken to expand their reach and collaborate with others?
Yes, we have strategically partnered with innovative fintech companies to broaden our reach and enhance our offering in the industry. Like one of the successful collaboration is with Wealth Magic, where we integrated with clients' application into our platform. This partnership allows our client to conveniently view their portfolios and track investments, offering them greater transparency and control over financial assets. Additionally, we have joined forces with Robomatic also to streamline trade execution process across multiple accounts. Instead of developing this functionality in-house, collaborating with Robomatic enabled us to leverage their expertise and technology, providing our clients with efficient and reliable trade execution services. This partnership shows how much we care about being innovative and making sure our clients are happy. So strategically, we have partnered with various companies.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I agree with you. Like people these days, traders or non-traders, should have a knowledge about portfolio management and asset management, and especially young entrepreneurs and upcoming children.
Yes. So we are always looking for new ways to team up with and to make our services even better to reach more people in the exciting world of fintech. You can say that.
Yeah, yeah. Even I'm a fintech enthusiast, and I'm also currently studying about portfolio building and asset management too.
Great.
Yeah. So, Mr. Amit, yeah, can you share examples of research or initiatives undertaken by Wellinger Institute to contribute to the thought leadership and knowledge dissemination of the fintech space?
Uh, well, honestly, in terms of the wealth of knowledge that is available to us in the form of academic research, if I had to talk about that, then I'm sure we would require at least 5 to 6 hours for that. But I'll try to keep it short so that respecting the time limit for this particular session. So yeah, there have been a lot of literature out in the world regarding the fintech market that has been going around, which I'm sure budding entrepreneurs within the fintech industry, or let's say even growing CXOs or managers or leaders within the fintech industry can access to. For example, there's a very interesting uh, academic research article by Miss Neeta Baporikar, and it talks about different aspects of the fintech industry. For example, she goes on to talk about in her paper about the different stakeholders within the fintech industry. So when I mentioned in one of the core skills and competencies that people need to have within the fintech industry is market research. So there she speaks on great lengths about who are your different stakeholders within the fintech industry who can affect your profitability, who can affect your brand image, who can affect your, let's say, revenue metrics. So for example, we have within fintech firms, I think traditionally a couple of years ago, whenever the word fintech came along, we used to think the payment industry, but now it has grown massively beyond the scope of imagination of anyone. For example, now we are seeing a lot of crowdfunding platforms which have come. Just like ma'am said, her firm itself deals with wealth management within the fintech industry and capital markets. This can be like one of the research academic research aspect that I can talk about. And then when it comes to different set of stakeholders. For example, the developers. Here we have cryptocurrency developers, then there are cloud computing engineers, and then there are financial institutions like the banks, the insurance, the stock markets, the NSE and all, which do tend to affect the business that you're doing within the fintech industry. So yeah, there are numerous examples that I could provide, but I think I should just limit my answer to this for now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Hardik, are you here? Mr. Hardik? Okay, I think he has some another issue with the technicalities. No problem, we'll circle back to him. In the meanwhile, I'd like to ask you a general question. You might have seen the latest budget 2024. So, what are your thoughts and reviews on that?
So for budget, it was just interim budget this time because of the election. So we can't say currently anything about it because as far the government is not yet approved which government will be there. So these budgets are like proposals only.
Yeah.
So
Amit, your thoughts?
Yeah. So I think I have similar views, just as ma'am said, because it's an interim budget. So the government is hand tied in terms of revealing anything about what it is going to do in the future if it's get re-elected again. But having said that, one aspect of budget that really caught my attention was that the Indian government was really pushing towards research and innovation. So I think as a growing country, as a growing economy, we really need to diversify resources and allocate our resources to research and innovation, which I'm sure is going to be one of the factors which is going to push our economy towards the 5 trillion US dollars target. So yeah, that really caught my attention. So that's what I feel about the current budget. Hello?
Hello, sir. Yeah.
yes, we are audible.
Okay, okay. I thought I lost all of you for a while.
No, sir, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Mr. Hardik has some technical issues and I don't think he will be joining us right now. But our technical team is still reaching him out. So I'd like to say that this session has come to a very great ending with so
Thank you.
many thoughts, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thanks
Lovely
a
to
lot.
talk to you today.
No, not at all. It was a pleasure and an honor for me to be here and for me to be speak here. So thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for your insights.
Thank you. And we work hard to go above and beyond. And what people expect and give them really good value. So be there. And I think the South India Business Week was really a good thing that you guys started with. And many people don't know about it. Also, I will say that one thing: do more marketing.
Definitely, ma'am, definitely. And with the audience also, I think I can say that we are also very inspired by you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Same here. I think if I could just add to that, just what ma'am said, I think I completely agree with it because platforms like this can be a great learning opportunities for people who want to learn.
Because many people don't know anything about the finances, education platform that you are in, and thinking about the many companies are there. People don't know about it. So these platforms like Businessmen are doing the favor to everyone. So they should join and really appreciate this kind of platform.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, and with this, the session comes to an end, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.